For decades, politicians let other countries steal our mines and mining jobs. They'd close up mines. They'd buy a mine and close it because it was good for them and put American producers out of business. The United States lost more than 3,400 mines. Oh, can you imagine? 3,400. And today, the United States is opening up new mines at the fastest pace since the 1950s. Nobody's seen anything like it. And that goes for auto plants, too, and AI and so many other kinds of plants.
That's President Trump announcing a major investment in critical mineral projects in this country. It comes as advanced technology booms and energy demands skyrocket. The roughly $3 billion package also includes a grant to train future engineers. Let's bring in Chris Rose, West Virginia State Senator and Chairman of the State Senate's Energy, Industry, and Mining Committee. I imagine, given your state and its mining history, the president's program is sort of music to your ears, Senator.
Absolutely. Good evening, John. It is music to our ears. Now, we are a rich mining history here in West Virginia. We mine the coal that powers and builds this country, and no one has done more for America's mining industry than President Trump. Whether it be coal here in West Virginia or precious metals out in Arizona, or he is reigniting a new gold rush in this country as we try to win the big tech war with China. He is unleashing American energy and American minerals, and yesterday's announcements is a huge shot in the arm for this industry.
We have a graph that shows the projection of electrical consumption in this country, especially because of data centers. You can see the number there kind of on the left center of the screen for 2024. And, you know, by 2030, the number of terawatt hours more than doubles. We're going to need a lot of some kind of energy to make that happen.
No, absolutely. So what we're going to need is get back to what works: dispatchable baseload generation. That's coal, oil, gas, nuclear. You're seeing with President Trump, he's investing in the proven technology of coal and natural gas. You're seeing the step away from the Green New Deal because it doesn't work. It can't keep up with the demand that's coming to America as we have manufacturing coming back from overseas. And as you see the data center boom, nothing can keep up with it like West Virginia coal and gas. And, and this country absolutely needs it. The demand is spiking through the roof. You see here in West Virginia, we have a governor who wants to do a 50 gigawatts by 2050 plan. Well, we're currently at 16 gigawatts. We have about 10 gigawatts of new coal and gas under permit. But also some huge news is going around that you've seen lately. You got major electric utilities such as AEP going out of the way to purchase coal generation assets. That is the first time in over 20 years. You're talking pre-Barack Obama's presidency. This is the last time someone went out and bought a coal asset like this. But at the end of the day, with the energy consumption demand that's coming, people know they need that most affordable and reliable megawatt, and we have 300 years of it underneath their feet here in West Virginia.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who would like to see, wind and solar energy provide that kind of electric muscle, but even China is apparently not relying on that, at least according to President Trump. Listen.
China's smart, and they're using coal. They're building 58 coal plants right now, generating plants, all coal. They don't have too much wind. They sell us wind turbines, but they don't use too many of them. So it's because they're smart. They sell them, but they don't use them. They have one that's pretty big. Does it work? It just is for purposes of show. When they go to look at a turbine, they go and show them, and here we are, but they never work.
What do you say to those who would not advocate burning of coal and they want to use solar power or wind power?
I would tell them the technology is simply not there. In a free market, free of subsidies, it can't compete. It takes 8 megawatts of solar to replace 1 megawatt of coal. It takes about 12 megawatts of wind to replace that same megawatt. It's too intermittent. It relies too much on government subsidies and special tax breaks. And in a free market economy, it won't compete. And one thing that people aren't talking about is the current federal subsidies of $20 per megawatt that wind and solar currently receives. They have a sunset date of 2032. Without those subsidies, they cease to exist. They can't compete in that market. And at the end of the day, whether it's a data center, a manufacturing facility, or even, heating your home in the winter, you don't want to only have power when the wind blows or the sun shines. You want something that's affordable and available and dispatchable at all times.
There are a lot of people who don't like the idea of data centers. They're protesting their construction around the country. What do you say to those folks?
I would say that we're in an AI Cold War with China. We're in the technology of the future Cold War, and it's either America leads in innovation on this or we lose to China. I understand some of the concerns. There's closed loop water systems today, and there's some electric rate protection pledges that are happening, including here in West Virginia, to where we make sure that electric rates do not go up to our residential customers. So if we do them in the right way, it is very important for the American economy. It creates a lot of great paying energy jobs, and we can do so while also being very responsible to the American citizen and taxpayer.
Chris Rose is a West Virginia state senator and obviously a coal advocate. Chris, thanks.
Thank you, John.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.